Gap City, B-Dub, Africa, the rest of the world. What's going on? My name is TKay and welcome to another episode. You would swear I'm DJ Khaled, but no, not at all. But this is another one. It's too much. But we're coming to you from the Global Expo, and this is day 2 of the Juice 2.0 and Global Expo, bringing you something amazing that's happening over here at the 17th edition of the Global Expo. This one is brought to you by the BITC, Botswana Investment and Trade Center. So big shout out going out to them. I'm super grateful for this partnership, and they're sponsoring this episode. So like we did yesterday on a Friday, today we're bringing you the exhibitors and we're bringing you the participants over here at the Global Expo. And today we're wrapping up, so we're catching some of the best for last, as the saying goes. And speaking of which, I need you to put your hands together for somebody who's coming from BITC. And this is a fashion company, fashion design company for all things B-Dub. Put your hands together and help me welcome. Let's really hear it resoundingly for Boo2. Hi.
Hi.
How you doing?
I'm good.
How was that intro, huh?
I'm just mesmerized. I'm
It's
here like, wow.
This guy's good.
This guy's good.
How you doing?
I'm good.
Great.
I'm good.
So you're using my charger to charge your phone. How
Yes.
much are you paying for this?
Great interview. I'm going to give you everything. Everything you ask me, I'm going to answer. That's what I'm paying with.
Talk to me about the Global Expo, man.
Content.
You pay with content? All right, I think that works.
Yeah.
That works.
Yeah.
Let's see how you do.
Okay.
All right. But
Okay.
welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you so
have you
much.
seen anything the Juice 2.0 related? Have you seen my show before?
I've seen your show. I didn't know what it's called, but
Okay.
I've seen your show, yes.
Yeah.
I think I've seen it.
Thank you so much
Yeah.
for at least checking it out when you
Yeah.
did. So the BITC brought us here
Yeah.
to talk to you today.
Awesome.
They wanted me to find out what kind of experience has BITC had and who is BITC.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm pronouncing it a bit wrong, but you'll correct
No,
me.
it's good.
It's good?
It's good.
Tell me who you are, your business, and when you started.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
3 questions.
Great.
All right, so basically, my name is Botochalegwan Sala, and I'm a fashion designer.
Yeah.
I studied fashion design. I did my honors, up to my honors in fashion design. So I'm a commercial fashion designer.
Wow.
But as you know, there's no such work for commercial designer
Apparently,
in Botswana.
in B-Dub, yeah.
So when I studied, I had dreams of entering a group, like your Edcon group, your Fashini group. Yeah, so I'm more of a technical designer.
Okay.
So I do ready-to-wear garments. So I
Awesome.
envisioned that. Yeah, when I studied fashion, I envisioned that.
Yeah.
With the dreams of later on in life, maybe having my own brand.
Okay.
Yeah, but little did I know that because there wasn't such a thing in Bots, I'd have to start a brand sooner than later.
Of
So,
course.
yeah. So that's how really BITC started off.
Right.
I came back from school. There's no job for me here.
Where was school, by the way?
I was in Durban.
Durban, South Africa.
Yeah, I was
How
in
was
Durban.
that for you, huh?
It was amazing. Durban.
Durban rocks.
Yeah, Durban was fun.
Yeah.
It was a great environment.
The Durban Julys, were you part of
yeah,
those?
we used to do those a lot.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
we
So then
did.
you come from school, no job.
No job for me. So I was like, okay, I can't just sit around. I'm not that
course.
kind of person.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how I started the brand. I started participating from school. So even from when I was still at school,
Yeah.
I was already active in the Durban scene. I was active in the Durban July in the
Wow.
competitions
Wow.
and everything, participating. So by the time I was there, I'd already started
Yeah,
sort of my
cultivating the-
cultivating.
So for people that really need to understand your passion, why fashion designing? Because it's not one of those conventional things.
Yeah.
And I don't even know what conventional means nowadays, but it's not one thing that people wake up to say, I'm going to do this. For you, what was the deciding factor? Why fashion?
I think when I was little, actually, I wanted to be a scientist. I wanted to be an inventor.
Okay.
I would just sit and come up with products that I thought were unique and like amazing. But every time I'd find out, okay, this already sort of exists. So this is like when I was really young. So I wanted to be an inventor, but I also loved art.
Right.
And then
right.
I was like, maybe I'll do fine art. But then I thought how am I going to live off fine art? I also loved architecture. So
Yeah.
I love aesthetics. I'm all about shape, structure, aesthetics.
Oh, we
rhythm,
love aesthetics at the
harmony,
Juice
yeah.
2.0. Oh, we love that.
Yeah, so I was fascinated with all of these. So I guess fashion was something that I found that could combine all of
fit
them.
in.
Yeah,
Right,
so
right.
I mean, with fashion, you're inventing something
From scratch.
from scratch
Yeah.
all the time. With design is so interesting,
Right,
and then
right.
obviously it builds into product development.
Ah.
You are doing a lot of different things at the
Right,
same
right.
time. So I found something that really fulfilled a lot of interests in me.
I'm really glad that you found something like that. For a lot of people, you know, sad on a bit of a sad side note, a lot
Yeah.
of people will go to the grave without at least feeling that.
Yeah.
You know, the sense of purpose, the sense of like actually knowing like,
Yeah.
okay, this is what I need, this is what I want.
Yeah.
We're really trying to please a lot of other external factors, but not really living up to the inside desire that's supposed to be who we are.
Yeah.
But your parents are so crazy enough to let you do this?
Yeah,
Study fashion?
I was blessed enough. Yeah, my parents literally said, study whatever makes you happy. So
Wow.
I was really blessed with that. They didn't give me any stress whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
Although my dad kind of wanted me to do architecture, but he wasn't really bummed out.
Is he an architect himself?
He did actually. He did practice at the time, like in the late 90s.
Oh,
He
yeah,
did
yeah.
have a construction company.
Right.
He was a self-taught architecture.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, he had a construction company. So also the work ethic I learned from him because I would watch him go to work.
Yeah.
And then when he comes back, he'd go into his office and then work on plans, literally draw plans every night.
Shout out Dad.
So,
Shout out
yeah.
Dad. Is he going to be watching this?
Well, I'll make sure he does.
Shout out Dad. Tell me about
Yeah.
the Global Expo, right? You're a B-Dub company.
Yes.
You're a fashion designer in
Yes.
Botswana.
Yes.
When you hear about the Global Expo, what is it about you that says, oh, okay, let's do this?
Well, I mean, I was participating under the EU SADC EPA
Nice.
pavilion. So I
Nice.
got that opportunity. But the GEB is something that I've been following for a long time.
Okay.
I'm one of those people who I don't like to rush into things. Plus, I believe I'm building a legacy brand. I'm not just making something to...
Okay.
Yeah.
So how long did your husband try to get with you before you actually said yes? Because you don't like rushing into things. Let's find out.
Wait, that's another story.
Hey, yo.
That's another story.
Okay, let's go back
That's
to...
Trying to expose me.
I mean, the juicy in me is like, oh. Anyway, let's
Well,
go.
actually, it was the exception. We were friends for a very short time.
You see? You don't like rushing
Yeah.
things.
No, I don't like rushing things, but with him, I would say it was a different connection altogether. Yeah.
Okay.
So it was totally different.
Right,
yeah.
right. So yeah, let's get back to that.
Yeah. So basically, I've been building a brand and trying to perfect a product that I feel would be ready for export. Yeah, so my interest is not in something fly by night, if I can say that. My interest is in developing a product that I am proud of.
Okay.
And a business that if something, God forbid, happens to me, nobody
Yes.
loses their job.
Yes, yes.
There are systems in place so people continue and it can live on beyond me.
Oh, yeah.
So the Global Expo is something I've been following for years.
I love that.
I've been waiting for my opportunity to come here. I can't afford my own store yet.
Okay.
So when this opportunity came, I was just like,
Let's go.
yeah, I was so happy. And yeah,
So today is the final day.
Hmm.
In your last words, takeaways from the whole experience. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. What are you taking away? What are some of the things that you've learned? Are you really rocking? Hey. Okay.
well, I mean, I think what young entrepreneurs need to understand is that you got to build up to something.
Yeah.
You got to build up.
Right.
So you start learning about, okay, there's a Global Expo. What does it take for me to be here? Because you don't want to be here and make a fool of yourself.
Ooh.
You only really get one opportunity. If somebody feels...
Eminem said that, something like that, yeah.
Your first impression is very important. So
Right.
don't come here with a product that has not been fully, has not gone through the full process.
Right.
Because I'm going to remember that and I'm not going to trust your brand. So for me, I felt it was the right time
Right.
and I was really excited. So I had my team member, she's been here the whole time, Dintle, shout out to her.
Big shout out.
She did an amazing job as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So she's been here the whole week and then I came today. And it's been amazing. The feedback I've been getting with her,
Lovely,
we've been having
lovely.
catch-up sessions in the evening.
Okay.
And I had 2 amazing meetings today.
Awesome.
And I'm really excited about them. I think everything came together perfectly.
Amazing. And you're on the Juice 2.0.
Yeah.
Look at God.
Look
right?
at God.
So if you're to ever consider dressing TKay up for shows going forward, is that something that BITC can do?
I mean, definitely. We generally do ladies wear, but
Ladies
we're
wear.
venturing into menswear.
Yeah,
we're
come over
venturing
here.
into menswear, and we're trying to see what we could do. So,
Awesome.
yeah, we could definitely talk about that.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
God bless your business. Until the next time that we do this again,
Definitely.
please do your best.
It felt too short.
It really was,
It
right?
was.
So
It was
you
like-
need to come back.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Let's do it again.
I'd love
Ladies
to.
and gentlemen, Botu from BITC.
Thank you.
One time.
Yeah.
What else apart from hip hop are you listening? Like you drove here? Did you drive here?
Yeah.
What were you listening to in your car if you're listening to anything?
I love gospel music too.
Oh, Jesus. Jehovah, your Lord.
Amen.
Oh, hallelujah.
Amen.
Oh, Jesus, we thank you.
Oh, yes.
Thank you for
yeah.
the Global Expo. Thank you
Thank
for
you
BITC.
for all the entrepreneurs.
Thank you for all the entrepreneurs.
their products.
You know. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
state your name for the record and your company, please.
Hi, my name is Kifilo Ditapo. I'm the managing director and founder of Cave Plus. Cave Plus owns a local brand called Loop Plus Energies. Yeah.
Are you buying drinks after this? You got money. Managing director, you got money.
I wish I had it though. Imagine.
I'm really looking for
Yeah,
people that
yeah,
have money
yeah.
at the Global
Yeah,
Expo.
you know what I
That's my
mean?
job here today. I need people with
People
money.
with the mullah.
You know what I mean? But let's talk about your business.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Amazing. I think I went to your stall
Oh, yeah?
yesterday. And your people told me a few things
Yeah.
that I haven't really quite remembered now at
Yeah.
this point. But please tell people what you guys get up to and when the business started.
Oh, yeah. Now, Cave Plus, which is the holding company,
Yes.
started operating in 2007.
Okay.
And over the years, we've been distributing lubricants to the mining and food industry. So basically, we're just distributing finished products.
So it's a lot of people that heard
Yeah.
lubricants here. They're like, hey!
What's that?
Uh-oh.
Right. Now, when I say
Hear me,
lubricants,
hear me.
now when I talk of lubricants,
Yeah.
we're talking about oils.
Oils.
Yeah, oils and
Guys,
grease.
get it straight.
Yeah,
Oils,
it's
okay?
oils, and not only oils for hair, but engine oils.
Engine
all right,
oils, right,
all right,
right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
That's why we have the energies at the end. Yeah.
So it started 2007.
2007,
Right, right.
and over the years, like I mentioned, we've been distributing other brands.
Of course.
Yeah,
of course.
international brands.
Yeah.
And in 2020, I thought, I mean, really, why not add value to what I'm doing?
yeah,
Because
yeah.
it looks like I'm going to do this forever, and really,
Are you going to do it forever?
what am I learning from distributing?
right,
I would
right.
want to go upstream and get to know the whole process of making a crease,
that's
of making
beautiful, that's
engine oil.
beautiful,
So
yeah.
that's how we started, and we came up with the name Loop Plus Lubricants,
Right, right.
Loop Plus Energies. Yeah.
I love that. I think a lot of people get into the business environment, companies, this and that, for profit.
Yeah.
But what you just mentioned there, I think is quite remarkable that
Yeah.
you would think, I'm going to do this forever. So how about I get to know the rest
The
of it?
rest of it,
at all?
yeah, yeah.
With your company and starting from 2007 up to now, right? What are some
yeah.
of the successes that you feel you can mention today and have people know?
Well, there are ups and downs in business,
course.
and of course,
As would happen with marriage,
with marriage,
or
life,
anything in life.
yeah. The
Gosh, I'm
downs
having married people at the Global Expo.
at the Global Expo, yeah, it shows that marriage can build you to be something positive.
I'm getting
Yeah.
married very soon.
Yes, as long as you have a supporting partner,
Oh,
I
there you
believe
go.
you should.
Do
should
you
be
have a
able.
supporting partner?
Oh, definitely,
Oh, that's beautiful.
definitely. He lets me fly.
Yeah,
He lets me be me.
that's beautiful.
And gives me the space to be me. So that's
Awesome.
what I love about
Awesome.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, so ups and
we're
downs.
talking about the business.
Yes.
I would say the government has done really well. I mean, when we started in 2007,
Yeah.
basically the big companies were supplying directly to the mines. They were supplying directly to government, I think. And
Wow.
I think we saw the introduction of the economic empowerment, citizen empowerment,
Yep,
and
yep.
not only that, because I started in 2007. The company that I was representing had a contract with Anglo American, that's in South Africa.
That's big.
And the trick here, the same thing that they were buying from South Africa. Now that I'm in Botswana and I'm saying, look, can I also have a contract? Because I'm basically supplying the same thing that has a contract.
Pretty much.
Pretty much. And it was an issue. Like, it never even materialized.
At all?
At all. Because there was no citizen economic empowerment.
Yes. Then fast forward.
Yeah. So basically what I'll get from time to time will be an RFQ. And then, but that's not empowering. How is the bank going to finance a project like that if at all our people are not supporting local companies?
Right.
So that's why I'm giving credit to the government now, because they came up with very good initiatives and policies, which I think will really bear fruit. So that's back then. Now, fast forward. We now came up, with Loop Plus Energies.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I need them to capture this for my Instagram and stuff.
Yeah. Loop Plus Energies, we had to do it. I didn't see any other time to start. I just said, you know what, let me get started with the profits that I've made and what I have. Let me just commit and see what would happen. Actually, I don't want to see what would happen. I have to make it happen.
Of course. So is that like your philosophy as a person, right? To say, look, if anybody has to do it, it's got to be me. Right? Is that part of your philosophy? And if that's part of your philosophy, do you have other aspects of you that you can share that form part of your philosophy?
I would say that I love to work.
Working. And you said you got this from your dad.
From my mom. It would be my mom. Growing up, my mom was those ladies who used to sell clothes at the back of.
Oh, yeah.
So growing up, I saw my mom doing that.
Wow.
Yeah. And she did it relentlessly. Like every time she would go to South Africa to buy clothes, then she would go around selling. So basically, I would say that the entrepreneurial aspect really comes from.
Isn't it amazing?
It's amazing.
That, these people form us and then we
become them. And I'm like, and I remember very well because when I graduated, I told her, you know what, I don't want to go corporate. I don't want to go to work. And they were like, nope, you're not going to be asking for money from us. You better go work.
Guys,
on a serious note, and I did that. I did go to work. I did join corporate, and later on, fast forward, when I was like, now I'm doing it full time. Life has just thrown me to the street to do it, and I'm going to do it. I'm not going to look for a job. They were like, really? I'm like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look, amazing story, by the way. Amazing company, but I really need to appreciate your experience at the Global Expo, right? First question, is it your first time? Second question, how was the experience when you got here? Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday?
It's my first time.
First time, okay.
And I had a short meeting this morning with one of the organizers from BITC, and he's like, how is it? I'm like, it's great.
Who was it? Who did you have a meeting with?
I sat with Atang.
Shout out Atang.
And he's telling my team, do you know what Kifulo had to go through to get here?
Wow.
Do you really know? I'm like, I don't think they know. Because it was kind of like not really last minute, but I had to push for it because a lot of times, like, when you move from distribution to manufacturing, a lot of capital is committed there.
True.
And just because you do not have any funds, it doesn't mean that you cannot negotiate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
So I had to come to BIT saying, you know what? Right now, all my funds are committed, but I'm not going to sit at home and wish I was here. I'm going to be here. So you better set up the table.
Oh, my goodness. You're teaching me a lot of things.
Yeah.
It's a mindset thing,
it's
right?
It's a mindset thing. I told them I don't choose to be anywhere else. I want to be here.
Oh, my goodness.
More especially that my product just launched in April, and it's time for me to put it out there. And I believe this is the platform. Can you please make a table? And they did.
And they made a table.
Yeah.
Big shout out to BITC. You guys are amazing.
A big up to Atan, big up to Mr. Muleba. It's a big up to the team.
To the whole team. They're incredible.
Yeah.
5 years from now, you're coming back to the Juice 2.0. What are you telling me about the business?
In 5 years?
5 years.
I would like actually I've been
2. Let's
put it at 2.
Because I want to talk to you
because we have the Mahura strategy from 2023 to 2028.
Yeah.
Now we are fast tracking it. I mean, when I started, I said we launched in April 2023, and I say we have done incredibly well. I mean, if you look at where we started and where we are now, we are really working hard. We are trying hard, and we are hoping that we'll see the results very soon.
Right.
But in 2 years, you should. Next year we should be working in a plant. We should
love
be
that.
we should be working through the plant and just
Ooh.
that's what I want.
We got cameras walking through the plant.
Yeah. That's what for the past since we launched, we've been approached by a few media houses for interviews and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to rush the media thing. I want to do the work thing first, so that when you are interviewing me, we are talking from a plant.
I love that. You and my previous guest, her name is Butu from BITC, have something in common.
Oh, yeah.
You don't like rushing things.
Rushing things,
And that's beautiful. And I asked her, did your husband struggle to get with you? And she's like, yeah, it took a while. So same question to you. How long did it take before you said yes to this man?
To this guy, we had to be friends first.
Is it what I mean? Same story.
It all starts with friendship. And I like a
that.
friendship when we are together, you're not bashing anyone. Because I like positive conversations.
Oh, yeah.
Positive conversations.
love
You're
that.
talking about life. You're talking about, just your own individual
love
struggles.
that.
And
Friendship.
really, friendship. It's really good. Yeah.
In your last words, as you look to the camera, right?
Yeah.
What do you want people that are watching you now to know and to do about your business?
Hey, I would really like to say thank you. Thank you to everyone actually, who have supported us. Because as we speak, there are engine oils which are sold out.
Wow.
Brake fluid sold out. It's really been great. I just want to say thank you. And not only that, we'll continue improving. You'll see our bottles looking different on the shelves next time. And we will never disappoint.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
God bless you.
All right.
Until the next time we speak.
Until next time.
In 2 years at the new plant.
I want to say next year I should be calling you to walk through. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Give it up for her. All right, we're still over here at the Global Expo, man. Remember, it's the second day. It's the public day, which means everything is open to everybody to come sell. And Botswana are welcome to just come in for free and check out the stalls that are here. And you know what? Exchange knowledge, connect, network. That's really what some of the purposes for the Global Expo is for. You come here, you buy actually some goodies, some products, whatever it is, and you get to learn about services. But so much more importantly is what we are here for today. On the Juice 2.0, we're bringing to you exhibitors, companies, business people from across the world, man, and letting you know exactly who they are, what they do, what kind of business they're into, for you to be interested enough to buy or to engage their services. Speaking of people that are coming from across the world, I got one of my homeboys, coming out of Munangago land. It's giving. It's giving Zimbabwe. I need you to put your hands together for Tawanda Matambo.
Wow, man.
What's good, man?
I'm good, man.
How you doing?
I'm all right, man.
Good to see a homeboy.
Thanks, man.
In B-Dub.
Yeah, man.
When did you come to Botswana?
Look, I actually grew up here.
Oh!
Yeah.
Do you stay here?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, crazy.
This is the crazy part, man.
Yeah.
Our company, Coolies. It's called Coolies. Is expanding very fast, man. We're in Zimbabwe, we're in Botswana, and Zambia.
Awesome.
And going to be in Namibia as well from next month, man.
So for somebody who is wondering what Coolies is all about, right?
Yeah.
It's a nice name, by the way.
Thanks, man.
Coolies.
Thanks, man.
I think it's catchy. It's like, hi, my name is Tawanda Matambo, and I'm from Coolies.
Yeah. Do you want to be cool? Yeah, I want
Do you
to
want
be
to be cool? I want to be cool.
Yeah, man.
So what's Coolies all about?
All right, man. So Coolies is an e-commerce marketplace.
Yep.
We basically link African suppliers and global buyers. Yeah. So when we started, we saw the challenge that, look, people want to get a network outside of Africa.
Yes.
And everyone just before COVID, was in a rush and a panic to do business. And the question there was, how am I going to be recognized? How are my products going to be recognized?
Some visibility of some sort.
Yeah. So we then decided, look, let's create a solution for Africa.
Dope.
And not just Africa, for the continent actually.
Yeah.
And so Coolies is about linking African suppliers to a global market.
That's amazing.
Yeah, man.
You're stepping into the gap. Is this your company or you're representing Coolies today?
All right, so I'm representing Coolies.
Okay.
I'm actually the country manager.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I'm also part shareholder in Botswana.
Hey, you gotta.
Yeah, part
So country
shareholder.
manager.
Yeah, I'm standing
Botswana.
as Botswana. Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah. So under Coolies, we also have various instruments
Yes.
or various business units.
Yeah.
For example, I'm glad you mentioned about Zimbabwe,
Yeah,
Mnangagwa's land.
Yeah.
We do FMCG as well through Coolies, where we've actually used AI. Yeah, we used AI and came up with a chatbot that enables Zimbabweans in Botswana
Yeah.
to procure food, grocery for their families, and simply collect back home.
Awesome.
Yeah, using AI, and
Dude, so
yeah.
AI is that deep now, huh?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I don't
Most
know nothing
definitely.
about it. Like, okay,
gotta
how much of AI have you engaged in your day to day, and what was it for?
Okay, so because we're an e-commerce company,
Yes.
you always need to stay ahead of the game.
Of course.
Right. So everything we do basically as Coolies is trying to simplify modern technology and merge it such that probably the informal community across Africa
Yeah.
can understand it and also be engaged to use it, right?
Oh yeah.
That's why our website is it's pretty standard. It's pretty entry level to allow everybody to be able to access, right?
Right.
And then we also work on a B2B basis.
Business to business.
Business to business,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
And
I think business people have this funny this to this AFG HML like they throw what's that? Like they throw these acronyms, right?
Yeah.
And they expect like people to just like know what it is.
Yeah.
Like if I didn't know what B2B is, right?
yeah.
Imagine it's a B2B, and if I didn't
What is
ask you
that?
like what it is,
Yeah.
the next person like, wait, what is
it?
B2B?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and then there's also ESG.
Yeah.
Right? Like, as a company, you know what? We're really looking forward to just committing ourselves to ESG.
Yes,
and, you know, committing to ESG and, you know, the global profit, people, and planet, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, ESG, don't just throw that. But anyway,
100%.
that's just by the point.
Got you.
I'm interested to know, right, with your company, with your work, with your services, most of it is online. Yes.
Yes, currently, yeah.
How much trust do the people that you've worked with have in your business, seeing that it's mostly online?
Okay.
Because I know Africans, sometimes when it comes to online participation, we're not very trusting. You know what I mean? It's almost like, should I trust Coolies to link me to this? And they ask me for these details. Should I give them? Should I not? You know, how much of that have you gotten? How much of that have you not gotten?
Yeah. So that's a very good question.
Thanks.
Because the one thing that everybody needs is security.
Security, yeah.
You need security, and you also need validation. And by
Yes.
validation, I mean the problem you are having is when you buy anything from China, for example.
Right.
You don't know if it's going to arrive here because you don't know the supplier.
Yeah.
So if I have a listed supplier who I have vetted
Yeah.
and I have a relationship with, I've been the bridge for you. So you don't have to do the hard work. And this is what Coolies is saying. We are basically taking Coolies to the world.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we are basically linking the global market.
Right.
Yeah, with the African suppliers.
Right.
Yeah, so
That's
this
dope.
is so that's what we're saying. So by doing so, we become the plug for the African market and for the global market.
I love
right?
that.
Yeah, to mitigate, and we mitigate all the risk. And again, on top of that, through our platform, you can save yourself between 20 to 30%.
Oh.
Just by using our platform.
That's
right?
big.
Yeah, because we have the relationships, remember? Yeah.
So you're leveraging on that.
So we leverage on that.
Okay.
So we create that business model and that business unit, not only from an entry-level person, who's saying, look, I've got this product, I want to register, what do I do? Even for a business itself, there are big guys who are saying, guys, we want to procure on such a huge level, right? We need to know who we're dealing with.
Right.
Are they trusted? And we say, look, we're the link. Come to Coolies.
You're the plug.
We're doing it the
You're
cool
the
way,
plug.
man. Yeah, that's what's up.
I'm getting business people that are married today. This is the third one.
Wow, man.
When are you married, bro?
Man,
It looks like if you want to get into business, is there a prerequisite?
Tell
to
you
this?
what. There's something about marriage and business.
I think so.
Yes, it's called trust, man.
Trust.
Yeah. You can always trust a married man. That's for sure.
I think so.
Yeah, you can. Man.
Because the commitment is say, I'm gonna be with you forever.
Yeah.
And just you. Yeah, you can trust that kind of man.
Of course, man. You're in it for the long run. It's not a short-term thing, man.
Yeah, nah,
Yeah.
I'm here for good time, not a long time. Whose song is that?
Come on, man.
Whose song is that?
Come on, man.
You,
Let them know, man. Come on.
he doesn't know.
Let them know, man.
He's like, let them know, man.
Let them
Trying
them
to
know,
be a
man.
smart brother. What
Yeah,
songs are you listening to lately?
Look, man, I'm pretty chilled.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty chilled.
What do you vibe with?
I listen to anything.
Okay.
Anything from hip hop, anything jazz.
Do you remember the last?
I love jazz though.
You love jazz?
I love jazz.
You're a chilled guy.
Yeah, because it's you know, you can think while you're working. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. You're at the Global Expo, right? As
man.
coolies.
Yeah.
From Wednesday to today, Saturday.
Yes, man.
Right? Of these days, right? Which day was amazing, and why would you say that day is amazing? Was amazing?
I think for me Thursday was very good.
Whoa! What was
man. Yeah, some hater.
Some hate? Blood up Jesus.
Oh man, yeah, you gotta claim it, man. Cuss that thing up, man. Yeah, man.
Anyway, yeah. Which day was this?
Thursday was good for us.
Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday was good. We had a lot of guys come through.
Okay.
Yeah, we saw within a day probably 66 people.
Nice.
Yeah, that came through and
That's
also
dope.
listed, and yeah, their businesses are gonna be up and
Amazing.
running. Yeah, soon.
Yeah.
So that was very good.
Thursday was great.
Yeah, that was a good day. It was a very.
Do you
chill
remember
day.
what people were asking mostly about
Yeah,
from
well,
your business?
Yeah, I think you just answered the major thing people want to know. Oh, so how does it work?
Yes.
You know, am I safe? You know, do you charge anything? And the question is, it's free to register as a supplier.
Oh, it's free?
Yes, it's very free to register as a supplier.
Right.
And also once you register, we then start the process of linking you up.
Awesome.
Depending on which industry or which service you're
Yeah.
into. Yeah.
I love that,
Yeah,
man. Since you have started over here at the Global Expo, some of the takeaways, man, what are they? You've interacted with people, they've asked you questions. I think when people ask you questions, right, it is only then, because they're customers and customers are the thing.
Yeah.
It's only then that you realize, okay, maybe we didn't do this right.
Yeah.
What are some of the takeaways from the Global Expo?
Okay, so we were actually one of the few companies with a VR, using VR. as
What's
part of
VR?
Oh, sorry, man, I forgot. Being too technical, you know.
Get off.
Yeah, man, we virtual reality.
Did you know that? Did you know that? Oh,
Yeah.
for real, for real.
Yeah, man.
Did you know?
Yeah, man.
VR?
You see how
hey.
you see how the hip hop thing, man. Come on.
Hey, forget you, dog.
Yeah, so we were actually showcasing a bit of our VR as well.
Right.
Because we also are using virtual reality
Awesome.
as part of our services. So somebody's got
Is
a
this like the
factory-
goggles and?
Yeah, man. Yeah. You should. Well, it's just that it's late now.
I'll come over.
I wish
I'll
you
come
could
over.
have. Yeah, I wish you
I'll
could
come
have.
over.
You could have
Yeah.
experienced that, man. That's pretty dope. It's an amazing thing,
I'll
man.
check it out.
Yeah, you know, you feel like you're in a whole different world. So
Okay.
we're actually one of the few companies that came out here and showcased that, because you know when they talk of virtual tours and stuff. So we're using that as part of the business model, and as of the following year, we're gonna be incorporating it into. For the people within our network, so to speak, right?
Dope,
So you got a business. I've been linked to a buyer. What's the added value I get? Can they see me?
Gotta be there, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do a virtual tour of your shop. You know, why not? You know, let them see, let them feel, let them experience, let them actually, you know, pick up your product. This is the size of what I'm selling. This is how it'll look like.
Dope.
You know, and let the transactions flow so everybody is cool. You know, that's why we're cool. We're coolies, man.
Tawana Matambo, coolies. Thank you, my brother.
Thanks, man.
All the best to your business.
Been a pleasure, mate.
Until the
Been a
next
pleasure.
time you come back to the Juice 2.0 to tell me about other amazing things you're gonna be getting up to.
Super, man.
God bless you, man.
Thanks, man. Take it easy.
One time.
Cheers, man.
Cheers. All right, guys. I'm sitting over here with Tsepo from Reliance Info Systems, who's holding a. Let me see that. What's from? Yo, Malaika, do you have like mahulukwane? No? Nothing? You can't do that? I'm not happy with that. I'm really not. You can't ululate. Hey! I'll pay you for that. I'll give you some money. Congratulations. This one reads Microsoft 2023 Partner of the Year.
Yeah.
Tell me about this, man.
Okay. As Reliance Info Systems, we are a Microsoft partner. We are a cloud solutions provider. So having to win this award, there is certain criteria that Microsoft looks into,
Right.
which is our commitment to customers, the kind of technologies that we take out there in terms
Yes.
of as far as Microsoft is concerned,
Yeah.
and the last one is the use of the Microsoft technologies themselves in those customers' environments. So I would say having to win this for us means that we've been doing a great job with most of our customers, and we have good success stories.
I like that.
Yes.
We'll talk about more success stories though. But you know, when I see this, I'm looking at a global acknowledgement, right?
Yes.
Of your work, your services, your company, and what you guys are all about. But more often than not, I've realized that we get this global accreditation. That's the but at home, right? You realize that in some cases it's not really the same, right? Have you experienced that where these things happen, but mola ping in B-dub, people are like, you know what I mean? Like the Bible says, a prophet is not welcome in his own house.
Yeah. I would say yes, because I think as people, we still have a lot to learn in terms of technology and all of that, because we know what it means to us, but the next person might not really understand what it means. So we actually have to share awareness as to what this speaks to, so that the next person would say, oh, I can now trust the Reliance Infosystems with my infrastructure.
Is Reliance Infosystems your company, or you're representing the company today?
I'm representing the company.
What's your designation at Infosystems?
I'm the sales manager.
Of course. How is it working? I want to appreciate this.
Yeah.
How long have you worked with the company, and how is it working with the company?
Okay, I'm relatively new in the organization.
Okay.
I joined Reliance in January.
Oh, this year?
Yes.
Oh, fairly new.
So I'd say I'm learning a lot.
Yeah.
I've been in the ICT industry for over 11 years now.
Awesome.
I've learned other technologies. So I'd say with Reliance, I'm learning a lot more that I've always wanted to learn, and
Of course.
it's actually working out quite well.
That's beautiful. And as a sales manager coming over to the Global Expo, what was your duty? What do you understand the company what did you understand? Hey, what did you understand? What did you understand as your mandate coming here to the Global Expo?
Okay, our mandate coming here to the Global Expo, in as much as in the sales departments, we know that we do cold calling and all of that, is to actually try to think outside the box, see how we can prospect at these events and actually get traction and actually grow pipelines from them.
Right.
And it has worked wonderfully.
I love that.
I'd say we have big projects coming through.
Awesome.
So from here, I think
it's looking good. The
it's
future is very
looking good,
bright. We
yeah.
should wear some shades right now, right? Because the future is very bright.
Very bright.
Listen, in your last words, right, as
Yeah.
you look into the camera, what should people expect from Reliance Infosystems in the next few months, a year, 2 years from now?
Okay, what people should expect from Reliance is we are, I'd say for all the timeframes that you've mentioned,
Yeah.
the one thing that we're really trying to push out there is a value adds to get people to recognize the kind of investments that they have on the environment and actually give them support for them to understand what it is that they've invested in and to
Amazing.
fully utilize it.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you.
God
for
bless
having
you.
me.
I think you're doing very well if you're receiving these kind of awards. And I want you to keep doing whatever you're doing that attracts this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. And hope you and I can work sometime and you guys give us money for podcasting and advertising.
Yes, thank you very much for having me.
Cheers. Enjoy your day. What are you getting up to? It's a Saturday. It's a beautiful day. What are you getting up to after this?
Nothing. It's my son's prom, so I'm going to pick him up in a few. And I have a small baby at home, so I need to rush back.
That dude is at prom. Is the prom date beautiful?
I don't know. It was a secret.
It was, huh?
I saw pictures, so I guess there was a date.
Are you concerned?
Not really.
How are you feeling
Not
as a
really.
mom?
I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Can't wait to see pictures. That's for sure. Thank you so much. Have a
Thank
beautiful
you.
day.
You too.
Cheers.
Okay. Bye.
Is it productive when you come here? Is because I think you, as a business, right? You deal with matrix, you deal with stats, right? You deal with some measurements. You know, however you measure success as a business. So when you come over here as a participant first, and also as an exhibitor, has it been helpful, the Global Expo?
Yes, our main focus as a business is because we are having a complex business. We are into manufacturing of medical devices. So what happens now is about the brand awareness. Yes, we push more of the brand awareness.
Yeah.
We know our clientele. We understand our clientele.
Right.
You find that in most cases, events like these, yes, and it's all about brand awareness mostly on that.
Of course.
Yes.
At least the people need to know who you are.
Yes.
So I could almost hear somebody saying, why would you just jump into a conversation? We don't know what kind of business he's dealing with.
Yes.
So what brought you here as a participant in both as a exhibitor? Which company are you coming from? What do you guys do?
We are from a company, a group company called Floritech Investment.
Awesome.
The business name is C Like Medicals.
C Like?
Medicals.
Medicals, okay.
Yeah. We are, I would say, the first in Southern Africa.
We need to find out.
Yes, no.
Are you sure?
Yes, I am sure you can verify.
100%?
You can verify for yourself.
Okay.
On my side, I am sure.
You're the first, okay.
Yes. To manufacture Vicutainer blood collection tubes. Yes. Everyone is buying from China, from India.
Right.
And they are distributors.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why was it important for you to be in that kind of business specifically? Because you could have decided to choose any form of business, any type, services, products. Why was it important for you specifically to choose that?
I believe we struggled during COVID.
My brother.
You know, even
Did you get COVID? Did you? Sorry to interject.
Yes.
But did you get COVID?
I think about 3 times.
You thought you were dying?
No, not really.
It wasn't that deep.
I'm not afraid of death. You know. Yeah, no.
Why? Why?
I don't want to go deep on that, but I'm not afraid of death.
Please, let's take it just for 1 minute, please. Let's take it there. Why are you not afraid of death?
I have a relationship with God, so I understand what is death.
Are you a man of God?
By the grace.
By the grace. What's your favorite Bible scripture? Scripture verse.
I believe from Genesis to Revelation, it's all about God.
Yeah, the love of God.
Yes.
Yeah.
So every scripture is my favorite.
That's beautiful.
It's the expression of God. Every scripture.
Smart man. You won't quote anything? not even Romans something?
No. I won't quote everything because even whether it's all about that God is merciful. The whole Bible is about God is merciful.
Yeah.
That's all.
We'll go back to COVID and the reason why you started the business. But how much of God have you seen in your business? Like what things do you do that you see that God is involved in this and it's become a success because God is involved in it?
Yes. I moved into Botswana and joined this business last year.
Last year?
Yes, as a business developer.
Okay.
Yes.
This is from South Africa?
I'm from Botswana, but I grew up in South Africa.
In South Africa, okay.
Yes, for 21 years I've been living that side.
Okay.
Yes. I see massive impact because we're an unknown business. No one understood the model. No one understood the product.
Yeah.
No one, even funders, sometimes in funders, they don't want to invest something that they don't understand. So we end up self-funding.
Yeah.
We funded ourselves. Yes, and we decided
from your pocket.
Yes, there's too much red tapes in these institutions.
Yeah.
So we stay away from that. For you to move sometimes, it's better you fund yourself.
Right.
Yes. So there was a massive shift, I think, during the South African, I think Botswana, South Africa. I think that was last year, November, and I think it was 27 years, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
We managed to start a relationship with a South African company called TKay.
TKay.
Yes, it was our first exhibition as a business.
Oh.
Yes, it was not easy when we started that. I think BITC played a massive role as on business to business.
Right.
Yeah, interaction. So it played massively. So then we saw a great change. And we can see that there is favor of God in these.
I like
These are known and unknown people, unknown business.
You gotta take me to church.
Yes.
All of a sudden, there
something is happening that is extraordinary.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Joya celebration is coming to Botswana on the 28th, I think. Is that your kind of thing to go to?
They are entertainers than worshippers.
Hey yo. What?
Yes.
Tell me about the Global Expo, man. I mean, the company started, COVID was almost like an inspiration for you to step into the gap, right?
Yes.
There was business is what it is because there's a gap. There's a demand for something, right?
Yes, yeah.
So when you started and then fast forward to you coming over to the Global Expo, what are some of the things that you're most proud of as a business?
Yes, the founder of the business, one is a lady.
Okay.
She's a biomedical engineer.
Oh, nice.
Yes, she studied in the UK.
Awesome.
Yeah, then worked in Botswana, then worked in South Africa.
Okay.
So when they started, this first product they did was called I believe is the COVID. You know the COVID, Jonathan, swab, the one that they were used to put in your nose. That was the first product.
So I never had those, by the way. Did you have those?
Yeah, I did.
Anyone else? Did you guys ever? You got swabs?
Yes.
Malaika, did you ever get swabs? You did.
Yes.
Tabz, you too? Are you guys vaccinated? All of you?
Yeah, I believe myself I am. Yes.
I'm not vaccinated. Is that cool to say on the camera, on the Juice 2.0? No? I really am not, though. I was like, no. But you're a child of God. Wasn't there like that's another conversation for another day.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
I will easily answer you you on that one. Yes.
Yeah, but let's talk about that.
Yes. So these are the first product that we did. We have an automated machine.
Okay.
That does both the inactivated buffer and then put everything together.
Right.
So by the God's grace, we started late.
Okay.
Around November.
But the race is not to the...
Yes, and
yeah.
So now, can you imagine November, December, January, February, COVID gone.
Woo!
There's investment.
Yeah.
Government has bought, sorry about that, plenty of government.
It's okay.
They have bought a massive stock. They can't even buy from you. You are relying only on privates. Because they thought COVID will be forever.
You see,
so even us as business people, we thought COVID
was going to be forever.
Would push for us for more years. Then when we invested, we thought, no, there's money in here. All of a sudden, in 4 months, you've started, now there's no business.
That's crazy.
You understand? So that the business of the COVID, the buffer and the tube, it was only a temporary when we were still waiting to put the one that is permanent, which is the vacutainer, blood collection tubes.
So one of the things that Global Expo has made sure it happens at the Global Expo is that there's a business to business aspect of the exhibition, right?
Yes.
How much of that have you manipulated? How much of that have you actually gotten into and said, oh, I met this business and there's exhibition that's not an exhibition, but a partnership or a relationship that has been formed since Wednesday to today? Yes,
we have a relationship already. We met a citizen-owned company.
Awesome.
Yes, we had a conversation.
Yeah.
But since it's still preliminary, so I'll not say much in the name of the company.
Right.
But indeed we did have, so they are willing to have a conversation.
That's beautiful.
Yes, they are interested in our product.
That's nice.
Yes, to take it into Africa, because the main focus is our product to dominate Africa. Yes, and then looking at the quality and the price.
Yeah.
For your information, we are ISO 13485 certified, the first again in Botswana, because it's there in South Africa.
Okay, what?
Yes.
Let me stop you there for a second. What ISO what?
ISO 13485.
What does that mean?
Okay, what is called the international standards. Yes.
Oh!
Yes. Is adhering to international standards, you know.
Actually,
That
did you
means
guys know about ISO? There we go. Thank you, Jesus. I didn't know. And so did everybody else.
Yes.
ISO, so it's international standards.
Yes.
What's the number there?
13485.
13485. What are those numbers?
2016.
What are those numbers?
These are numbers that they randomly give. It's 5 numbers. There's 17025. Yeah, there's 9001. I think you've heard about that.
So they're just random numbers?
No, I don't want to give you something that is untrue. I don't know much on the
About
numbering.
that, okay.
Why they give those numbers?
But it's international standards.
It's an international standard, yes.
Okay.
That means I can sell my product in United States. I can sell my product. Yes, it assists in trade. Yes, and so that your product has been manufactured or produced at a higher quality level.
So you're adhering to international standards when it comes to quality.
Yes.
It's like, okay, locally you'd have Bob's, right? Bob's standards.
I don't want to speak a lot about Bob's. I think it's a topic of another day.
And this man.
Okay, remember, why am I saying that? Within national, what is called, they are having a national standard.
Yes.
There's accreditation of national standards.
Yes.
You're saying so that we can, whatever you're offering,
can
should be
operate, yeah.
offer international level. So let's not discuss Bob's for now.
All right.
Yes.
We'll save that for the next time that you and I will talk.
Yes.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yes.
In just 1, 2, 3, 5 seconds,
Yes.
say whatever you'd like to say to someone who's watching and listening to you right now about your business.
Yes. I want to encourage fellow Botswana that we are able to manufacture any type of product. Yes, and it's all about commitment.
Right.
Yes, and trusting and believing in your idea.
Right.
There are many investors out there that are willing to invest.
Right.
Don't be afraid to give a portion of your shares to an investor. Together we can do more. Thank you.
It. Together we can do more. Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you, sir.
Until the next time.
Thank you, sir.
Cheers. Ladies and gentlemen, I got like a whole award, man, and it's heavy, and it's Botswana National Productivity Center Global Expo BITC award going to the guest that I'm sitting here with today, and her name is
Tumisang Manatebe.
Big shout out going out to Tumisang Manatebe for stopping by the Juice 2.0. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's your ululation. I was trying to get her to ululate for you, but it didn't work. You probably have a better ululation, right? Tagut. Yeah. You see? That's how you do it. I gotta see the tongue do the thing. Okay, anyway. Welcome to the show. Emma, and congratulations for this. How do you feel? You won this yesterday, and it's a productivity award. Tell me about this award and how it makes you feel.
Tota se tsele se ke sa amogetseng se. Ke utlwa ke le motlotlo ka gore tota ga ke a sa amogela hela ke sa amogetse go tswe mo tirong e ke dirang ya matlalo ka gore ke rata matlalo ke rata matlalo ka gore matlalo ke temane ya bobedi ya lehatshe le matlalo a ka tsa Botswana ya mamo mmepeng matlalo a ka tsa Botswana ya moisa mankaleng.
There we go. So your business is Skin and Things Consultants. When did you start the business? How long has it been?
Tota kgwebo ya me ya matlalo ke ka re ke simolotse ha moragonyana hale ka 2010.
2010. Okay. And so it's been 2010, now 2023, 13 years. How has the business been so far from 2010 till now?
Tota ke ka re ke santsane ke le ko tlasenyana ke wa ke totoba ka gore tota ne ke itshimolodisetsa hela ka shelenyana ya me mo pateng ya me mme gone.
There was no funding? Have you asked for funding from the government or?
Ntse ke tsweletse ke le ka go kopa dithuso hale mo go goromente mme go mpontsha gore go tla tswa tema.
Okay. So I think for someone who's watching now, they want to know Skin and Things Consultants. What do you specifically deal with? What is your business about?
Tota tiro ya me ke go suga le go roka matlalo. Matlalo a ame ke a kopa ko butšhareng ya gare ba beile ko tsabong. Ke a tsaya
Shout out.
ke a tsaya ntshegela yalo a le madi a le moswang.
Okay.
Ke be ke a go a itlhatswetse. Ha sone ke a tlhatswa ke tla be ke a preserva ka letswai. Go a preserva yalo ka letswai ke iralla gore a se ka ba a thekiwa ke dijijipe tsa matlalo go itlhelele be ke a tsena mo tirisong.
So you're based in Tabong?
Ke nna ko Tsabong ko e leng gore ke gone ko ke diralang tiro ya meteng ya go suga le go roka matlalo.
Ooh. So when did you come to Gaborone for the Global Expo?
Gore be ke le ke laledi.
Sorry. You need some water? Okay. There we go. Emma.
Gore be ke le ha mo Global Expo. Ke kare ke motlotlo ka EU ESP ke yone e ntaleditseng Global Expo.
Right. And how has been your experience at the Global Expo?
Hey, ke ithutile go le gontsi mo.
I mean, we got an award.
Ke ithutile go le gontsi ka Global Expo. Tota nkare go tletse monyenyo boitumelo. Ke kopane le bagwebi ba ba harologaneng go nthutile sengwe ene bagwebi ba gone le ha ke ka tswa ke sa dira dipoelo gone ha ke a tshepa ke a dumela ka ha re dumelaneng ka teng ke bone monyetla wa gore anong ke nne le way forward.
So going forward with what you have learned from the Global Expo, interacting with people, what are some of the things that you want to do as a business?
Tota ke eletsa gore ke gole ha ke leng teng ene gore ke gole ko gore ke be ke dirisanya le bagwebi ba bangwe mo gae le konte.
Okay. And in your last words, please look at the camera and ask for funding. And I would be so happy if you do this today and then next week, because someone saw your episode on the Juice 2.0, decide to fund you. So just take your time, talk to some people that have the money that you need as a funding going forward.
Tota ke hano Botswana bethu ke le motho wa mme lo itse gore matlalo ke tiro e leng gore ne dirwa ke borre bogologolo hale. Ke hano tota ke kopa dithuso. Ke batla go bona ke tshotse Botswana ka motsa ka mako mankalengkale me bile tota ke ipoleletse gore ha ke ka bona dithuso tsa madi ka kgona go aga madirelo ka tsenya di machine tsotlhe tse ke di batlang mo madirelong ke ka hira Batswana ka nna ra ikitsa mo lehumeng gone gompe kwana one matlalo one ke a suga ka setlhatsana se leng gore re se hitlala go kgalagadi setlhatsana se leng gore gone gompe kwana le sone se ka re isa go gong tota ke na le bothata hela ja gore ha ke ka bona dithuso tsa madi ha setse ke di bone ke bone gore tiro a menya sengwe le sengwe se tla be sa apere tshiamo.
Awesome. Congratulations for this.
Ke a leboga.
This is beautiful. And you know what else is beautiful? Your outfit today. This is amazing. Why did you dress this way today?
Tota go be ke apere yana gompieko. Tota ne ke ipelela setsele se leng gore ke letse ke sa amogetse bosigo. Ene ke se bereketse ga ke a se tsahela. Matlalo ke temane ya bobedi ya lehatsi le matlalo a ka tsa Botswana ya mamo mmepe. Matlalo a ka tsa Botswana ya moisa mankalengkale. Halala bo mme halala.
Halala. The screw. Halala. Halala. Thank you very much. God bless you. Congratulations. Until next time. Emma. This Skin and Things Consultants, please support B-Dub. Funding. Zaga. Ladies and gentlemen, as we proceed to give you what you need, but I'm not a rapper, I'm just TKay giving you what you need from the Juice 2.0, partnered with BITC at the Global Expo. I need you to put your hands together, man, because we saved the best for last. I don't just say this just. It's not a cliche, but we really are saving the best for last because I'm giving you the people that are putting this together We spoke to Thomas yesterday, remember the project manager, but today, man, you don't know what the cat dragged in. We have a marketing officer from BITC, who is also from the Department of Export Development and
Promotion. Yeah.
Yeah, I almost missed that. I was like, what's going on, Brunson?
Well, TKay, nice to meet you.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. Yourself?
I'm not happy, my brother.
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be the only tall guy in the land. And then I come to the Global Expo.
Yeah.
I meet you for the first time.
Yes. Yeah.
What? Why?
As you can see me, TKay, I mean, it's like everybody was like, most of the people have never seen me before.
Yeah.
I hardly go onto radio. Most of the marketing guys, they go onto radio or newspapers.
Right.
Well, I always like to give, my, clients most of the benefit, to do their thing, or to market their businesses, their products, things like that. Yeah.
I can tell you now, though, I was very happy when you called me.
Really?
Because I was like, Jesus. When you called me, you're like, TKay.
Yeah.
We need you over at the Global. Oh, man.
TKay, the last thing about you is that you were super spot on in responses. Either email, WhatsApp, you're always like.
Thank you, man.
And that thing, it works good because when you are running an expo, planning for an event, you want somebody who's very responsive, quick, because decisions are coming fast.
Yes.
So you need to be responsive as well. Because at work, your seniors are always there looking for answers, day in, day out.
They need feedback.
How far with that guy? Can you have it? Or so you were spot on.
Thank
I
you,
like it. I like it.
Thank you. So
it works.
That phone call was part of your planning for the expo. But apart from that phone call, engaging the Juice 2.0, what other things were you involved in as Brunson at BITC in, putting this thing together?
Yeah, as a marketing officer at Global Expo, actually that's my role, which means that every year when we plan for the expo, we have to bring up, just the structure of the expo itself. And me on the marketing and promotion side, I have to look at how we are going to, market out the expo, either locally, in the region that is SADC, internationally. So we put up all the structures to see how we can, get out there and reach out to the business community outside the country as well. So, and there are a lot of things that happens behind the scene. Your media, you have to plan for the media. You have to plan for, reaching out to, stakeholders.
Yes.
In terms of either it's, diplomatic relations.
Yes.
BITC, we have BITC international offices in other countries, So we engage those. We engage the local diplomatic offices. We engage the business community. So there's a lot of behind the scenes that is happening.
You've been a busy man.
Yeah.
Have you been sleeping?
Yes.
Have you been sleeping?
Sleeping doesn't necessarily have to be part of your thinking. In a way, you find that you have to pull through.
Yeah.
You have to pull through. Some days you knock off late. Some days, you come at work, you are a little bit down, but you have to pick up because the expo is there. When the date is out, my man, there's no
it's
turning
all
back.
systems go.
It's all systems go.
So with everything that was in the background, behind the scenes, putting this program event together, and then the actual thing happens.
Yeah.
Are you happy with what you did as a pre-thing to now come to the Global Expo? Because I think it's one thing to prepare for something.
Yeah.
As a marketing officer, you're out there, you're on radio, you're doing this. It's another thing for those efforts, right?
Yeah.
To actually be successful.
Yeah.
So where we are now, as Brunson, would you say you're successful in your efforts and at the Global Expo?
Definitely. I think that we've been growing leaps and bounds, as Global Expo. So far, we are successful, I miss, because when you put up the show, the day of the show, and you go around, you interact with your exhibitors, you interact with your stakeholders.
Yes.
They are happy. They're all giving you, positive feedback.
Right.
To me, that's a positive turnout. And the unique part of it is that this year we had on the side, if you have known TKay, on the side we are doing the ABBF, what you call UU Business Forum, Botswana Business Forum, which happened the first 2 days of the Expo, alongside the Expo as well. And that was not a small task. It was a huge task because internally you have to do a lot of coordination in terms of, those meetings that it takes too long to put the plan in place. On the other hand, at your department, you have to also push Because remember, you have to do the expo.
Of course.
Not necessarily the conference. Of course, the conference plays part of it, but us being in the expo side, we have to push for exhibitors. You have to push for the event to see that it happens. You have to push for sponsors, all those things.
Oh, especially sponsors.
Yeah, sponsors. And I really appreciate the sponsors that we have.
So let's talk about them, right? So we appreciate them as we look into the camera.
Yeah.
I know about Orange.
Yeah.
Shout out Orange.
Shout out to
you
Orange.
You guys still haven't given me a job, but it's cool. Shout out Ditech.
Yeah, Ditech, yes.
Shout out Ditech.
Yes.
Shout out who else?
Star Sherry Botswana.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a new motor dealership in the country here. So they really came out where we are like, okay, how are you gonna fix up the transport logistics for our guests? But they showed up and they gave us the best. So we are happy. We can also shout out to Zambezi. Zambezi, one of the local big companies, truck company here.
Yeah,
they came on board. We had your Botswana. You had your quite a number of sponsors.
Yeah. I also heard about Protea Hotels. Yeah.
Hilton Hotels.
Yeah,
they were there.
Hilton
Gebs FM as well.
Shout out Gebs FM.
The partner in broadcasting. We had, we had MCM, that is Murupule. We had BlackBerry.
Awesome.
Blueberry.
It's a lot of them.
Quite a lot of sponsorship. Sponsorship that we had, and this is one thing that people must know, that an event.
Yeah.
For it to happen, you need this kind of stakeholders, these partnerships, for it to be what you want it to be, to bring the best out of your expo.
Of course.
It does not necessarily happen. Of course, with the team that you put in place as an organization, as BITC, putting the team in place, but you need also the impetus of the sponsors. Partnership is very critical.
I like that. So going forward, you're obviously part of the organizing team, right? BITC. But going forward, what are some of the things that you have learned that you want to do better?
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about the bad stuff, because obviously when you're putting an event like this, there's always like a few things that you think, we shouldn't have done that. But going forward, what are some of the things that you as BITC want to do to make this whole thing the upcoming year
to make
more
it much
beautiful, much bigger and much impactful?
Yeah, of course, as a team, we are always looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
And we always want to put the best foot forward.
Right.
And from now, I think, with the team now, the thing is that we need to reach out faster. Than never before, faster.
Yeah.
We need to go out faster.
Okay.
Because internally, of course, we see quite a number of gaps there and there.
Here and there,
But we know time factor.
Of course.
Time matters most.
Course,
So I think from here, we're going to be hot on the heels of time.
Yes.
Yeah, so that the next one, we have grown much
bigger.
better.
Are we coming back? Is the Juice 2.0 coming back next year?
Well, we'll see. But, the best always lasts. So I think that you are giving us the best. So...
Bronson, I appreciate you, my brother.
Next year.
So, Global Expo 2023, success.
Done and dusted.
Woo!
Yeah.
There we go. I appreciate you, my brother.
Sure, my man.
Have a good one. What are you doing now after
now
all of
is
this?
the wrap up. We are closing.
Okay.
The stores are going down. It's the last day, obviously.
Okay.
So we are closing down the expo today, and we'll be seeing our guests.
Awesome.
Going out. We have to facilitate those who go outside the country.
Oh, yeah.
Smooth transition to outside the country.
You're really taking care of your
really
people.
Need to facilitate. Those people are very critical.
Yeah.
Those are the expo.
I like
so
that.
you must work hard for them.
Look into the camera, my brother. Tell Botswana, any person in Africa, in the whole world, what they need to know in your last few seconds.
Well, I can see is that everybody, here in Botswana, in our, international partners, we really look forward to hosting you next year.
Yep.
And we expect that, please, get in touch with us. We'll be reaching out. This is the time for the region, and this is the time for the country to push forward,
right.
A lot of things. Yeah, I mean,
love it.
That's all I can say, TKay. So we are looking forward to the next expo.
Next one.
Yeah.
I appreciate you, my brother. I'm looking forward to the next one.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for having us here, and congratulations.
Thank you, TKay. You are
on
most
the
welcome.
success.
You are most welcome.
Ladies and gentlemen, and just like that, it is a W rapper. I don't know why I say that, and how I say it is definitely crazy, but you understand what I'm talking about. We've been over here at the Global Expo, courtesy of BITC. So big shout out going out to them for sponsoring this episode. #GEB, the Global Expo 2023 just came to an end. all the exhibitors, all the participants, good looking up, man, for coming out over here at the Juice 2.0 and letting us know exactly what you're all about. And for you, subscriber, and you who's checking out this episode, look, I appreciate you so much. I hope you learned so much. And so much more than learning, I hope that you were triggered and encouraged to support B-Dub, to also come over and have a great time finding out about businesses. And, it's a lot of great things that we talked about. But from me and the rest of the Juice 2.0 team, man, you've been amazing. Stay juicy. I appreciate you. Until the next time, I come in your face. Pause. Until the next time, I appear on your phone, on your TV, whatever. Stay juicy. God bless you. I love you one time. Peace.